Hey guys, in this video we're going to be learning about how to use the type tool. The type tool is part of your toolbar. It's going to be right over here. You know that it's part of the toolbar because it says type tool. Type tool is the one that has the capital T. And so that's really easy to remember. It's about fourth or fifth down on my version of InDesign. It should be somewhere around the same area for your version of InDesign. The type tool is what you use to create an area to type in. And in particular, what you're doing here is creating a frame or a box, if you will, to type in. Right now, I have a page already set up here, but I don't have anything created to type in. It's not like a Microsoft Word document or Google Doc where you just click on there and you start typing. You have to identify where you want to type, and you do that by creating a type or text box in that area. So you'll see that I selected the type tool, and then I came over here, and you can see that I have this little cursor. What I want to do now is I want to click and then drag down and to the right or to the left. If you're left-handed, you just click and drag down, and you can see there on the screen, maybe you can see that it says W and H, and that's actually measuring out the width and the height of this box. Only you will know how big you want your box to be. You'll see here if I drag it to this area right here, I get this pink line. That's actually the center of that page. That's just a guide that can be turned on or off that kind of shows me where the center of the page is. And so I let go of my mouse button, and now I have a box. And you can see that I have a cursor that already popped up. It's ready for me to type in there. But if I click outside of that, I lose my cursor. So I have to click back in there to get my cursor back. So you can kind of see how that works. Just remember that if you're working on a page and you want to type somewhere, you'll have to click in that box not once but twice, and that'll bring your cursor back so you can type in. If you click on it just once, you're going to get this, and there's no cursor, there's nowhere for you to type. You've only selected the box and you haven't actually selected the typing area. Okay, now you can use your selection tool here to move your box anywhere you want, and then on all four sides you'll see these little tiny blue squares. Those allow you to resize your box. You can kind of change the size of any part of your box. In this case, I'm going to make my box the same size as this pink frame around here, which is that's actually showing you the edges, not of the page, but the margin here. This is the white margin area. Okay, so I've kind of resized it. I'm going to resize the bottom of it and drag that down. You can see now the pink is kind of hidden by this blue box that's the same size as the pink. Okay, so there's your text frame. And remember, double click in it and you can start typing inside of it. There are a few other things I want to show you about these text frames. One is that if you come down here to the corner, you can kind of click and drag like we did when we created it, and it will adjust both the height and the width, so you can kind of real quickly change the dimensions. But also, if you just move your mouse just a tad bit here on this corner piece, you'll get this. You see this little arrow going in two different directions? That is basically a rotational tool, and that allows me to, when I click my mouse, when I have this showing, and I click my mouse, I can rotate my text box. And that will not only rotate the box, but you can see here that it's rotating the text inside the box. I can click on any of the four corners and get that to happen. So it's a pretty cool little deal that you can use if you decide that you want to have text running a little bit out of the ordinary for some reason. So that is your text or type tool, and we're almost finished with this tutorial. I do want to click and hold down for a second to show you that there is a more advanced tool here that we'll be doing a lesson on later on. This is called Type on a Path. Right now we have not created a path, but if we had created a path, we could type on that path, and by creating a path, which we'll, like I said, we'll do this later on. Basically, what you can do is you can create a line or like a wavy line, and then have your letters follow along that line by creating by using the Type on a Path tool. So if you just hold down on the Type tool, you'll see that option pop up. But we're going to go back to our regular Type tool, and that will end this lesson on text frames and how to create them and how to resize them and move them around.